Welcome guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I create 6 cards using one easy fun fold. So if this is something you're interested in, please do stick around. If you're new to my channel, my name is Claudette with MsPuff Creative Corner. If you like what you see here today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what you're going to start out with is you're going to need a piece of cardstock, and this cardstock is measuring 8.5 by 11 inches. So you could cut this two ways. So on the longer side, the 11-inch side, you could cut it down the middle at 5.5 inches. Okay, so when you do that, you're going to get two pieces looking like this. So it's going to be 8.5 by 5.5. So we'll be working with a half like this. And then you could cut it down this way horizontally. So this is going to be cut down 4.25 because that's 8.5. Okay, so then when you cut it down that way, you'll have two pieces looking like this. So it'll be 4.25 by 11 inches. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and start with the fold. So this is a fold that you could get several card designs from. So what you're going to do is fold your card in half. You don't necessarily have to score it. It's nice if you score it. Probably get less creases. This is 5.5, and then this is the 8.5 side. Right, so then you're going to fold it down the middle, which is going to be 4.25, and then you're going to have your halves like that. Okay, so then you're going to take one side, and then you're going to come in and you're going to fold it right. You're going to meet that to the center, and then fold one side in half. So if you want to be exact, you're going to score that down, because this is the 4.25 side. This is 4.25 by 5.5. You want to score this down at 1 1/8. So then you have your fold. So I'm just going to take my bone folders and make those creases a little tighter. So you have that fold. Now you could create different easel designs. As what they call easel card, it kind of stands up like that. Alright, so you could decorate your panels. I did a video on this peachy card right here before. So this was one of the easel cards that I created. So it's the same fold. You're going to go ahead and decorate your panel. So where it folds at, you want to only glue right on top, this part right here, not where it bends. Okay, so that's how this was glued down, just there beyond that fold mark. Okay, and then once you're designing inside of your card, okay, you put your layer down, and I put two other pieces of layers on top here. So that's the base, and then two pieces, so that's 3 layers. And then I had added the happy birthday with some dimensionals to the back of that. So you could stop right here. So that's like 3 layers that makes it stop and stand up, or it could come as far this way and stop. All right, so next. So now back here to our example. So this is the face of your card, which is measuring 4.25 by 5.5. Right, so then you're going to get a piece that's measuring the same, whatever size card you have, you want it to measure the face of the card. So mine is measuring 4.5 by 5.5, and I am only going to add glue again to this first panel. You're going to take that face and then you're going to add it right there, and then you have another design, okay, for your easel card. So I'm going to show you an example where I created using that full face. So I put 2 layers on top here. I had the designer series paper and then the white cardstock, and I add that to the front face of my card. And right here, this doesn't sit as nicely as I would like. I just added, like, it's 2 layers. Like this snowbank is one on top of the next, but it could have been just a little higher so it'll sit a little better. I did a little tag right here, and I put dimensionals on that, and I could sit it right there to give it just another little height. So next what we're going to do is take this fold, and we're going to take this first panel and we're going to fold it back on itself like that. And now we have a Z fold card. You could add scenes to this, make it stand. You could add another section back here if it's not standing well so it don't tip over. So let me bring in a card to show you here. So I went ahead and designed the panels. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this. So you could put any design you want on the front right here. Okay, so this stands when you design it. You could put a belly band on this because it really doesn't close flat. So you could just take a piece of cardstock, just wrap it around. You don't really have to measure it. This is measuring, the length is like 11 inches. And then you just wrap this around here to create your belly band. And then you're gonna see what the seam is. You wanna put a piece of cardstock, embellishments or something there. So you wanna have a nice design here. You could do it that way with the belly band. So if you have like your shape covering here on this top panel, and you want a different card in here, a smaller piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some glue. So I'm just gonna add some glue just over on this edge right here because I don't wanna have glue on the opposite side. And then I'm gonna put this how I would like it to lay. Then after I get this front piece on, then I could just center the inside layer. You just would glue that down right there so when you close it, you can't see it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna add some glue to the back of this. And it probably would be best to just put down your this piece first, then put on your outer layer. So I am using glitter art glue, so when it dries, it does not dry tacky. And I always like to stamp my sentiment first before I put in my inside layer. And then I just have another piece right here with a sentiment on there. So you could design this however you would like. So I'm going to add a little glue dot to my bow. So and that's our design right there. So there's so many different ways of designing this. Like I said, it's probably best for you to glue in your inside piece first, then it's easier for you to cover that up with the outer layer. Okay, so next I'm just going to show you some other samples of Z-fold cards. Last year we had like a swap for fall. And I got a couple of I don't remember who sent me this one here in the mail. So what they did is they add, is like a double Z fold. They add another Z fold inside of this Z fold. All right, and I got this one, I think was from Wendy, and see, it's like the same thing, but I don't think her band, this inside layer Z fold, is as wide. And with this one, like I said, you could design these multiple ways. I made this one into a gift card holder. So instead of coming halfway to the halfway mark, came score in at 2. And I have a YouTube video on how I created this one. If you're interested in that, just go ahead and check out that one video. And so this one here is cut this way. Okay, so let's just fold it for the heck of it here. We'll come in here and give this a crease, and going against this way is going against the grain, so you may have more creasing, so it'll probably be better for you to just go ahead and score that. All right, so let's try and see how it'll be coming down the middle right here, and it is approximately 2.5. So, all right, so you'll have it that way, and then you could fold it that way to have your Z fold. So I'm going to show you a couple more. So this one I created a long time ago, but I just love it there. And again, this is for a gift card holder, and I just scored at 2 inches, fold that in, do your little notch, and then you have a different design. You put a little panel right here, and it gives you a whole total different look. And this one is one of my favorite. I have a YouTube video on how I created this one. And this just looks scrumptious with this stamp set. The cookies looks just so real. And this stamp set is called Nothing Better Than. These are by Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Orlando, Florida. So look at this. I fold that in again and use created that pocket. You could put a gift card in there. So now when you're creating like a double Z fold, I'm going to show you, instead of creating a whole separate panel, a whole separate Z fold panel, what you could do is go ahead and you're going to cut a piece off of this one. So let's bring in my cutting tool, and then I'm going to cut 1 inch off of the 5.5 inch side. So I'm going to put this down at the 1 inch section, and we're going to go ahead and cut 1 inch off. And then this card would now be 4.5 by 4.5. So as you can see, we cut it this way. You see how we are, the scores are, score marks are, how we cut it. Hopefully you could see those lines there in the video, okay? So now, and you see how they have it here. This panel right here is shorter and this panel here is longer. So now this is how we're gonna do. See, the panel over here is longer. We're gonna flip it. You're gonna flip it around, and then you're gonna glue this panel, the longer panel over here, and then you're gonna glue, well, let me see. You flip it, but you want it this way. You want your mountain and then your valley that way. Let's see, so it'll be closed that way. Close. Okay, so when you glue it on, you could leave some of the edging out down here. You could come all the way down here. So let's bring in the glue. Okay, so right here, what we're gonna do is glue this section first, okay? And what I'm gonna do is just add a little glue right here in this area. Make sure it comes out there to the edge. And then what we're gonna do, and of course you wanna design your panels and everything first before you glue down that section. And then I'm gonna add some glue right here. Don't let your piece flap down like that, get your glue everywhere. And then we're gonna add it down to this panel. So there you have it. So I hope you guys got creative value from this video. And I thank you guys for joining me today. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Get out there and be creative.